boom, and we're back on the wrong night because we don't know dates, times, or any other stuff. We're just we're imbeciles, but that's what we do. But we drink Dr. Pepper and it makes it okay. Yeah, no one's on yet. No one's watching, I guess. But we have all of our people here. And at least Stream Elements is running. Let's start bringing people in. We have Make Gondor Great Again, Bear.
Pew, 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 pew,
Baby
pew,
face Bear, who has switched from cucumber magic to banana magic.
You cannot resist.
Hey, make like a banana and split.
Oh God.
If there's a bad joke to be made, I'm going to make it, sir.
Yes.
And we have Zaquara.
Yep.
You're so thrilled to be here, I can tell.
Yep.
I guess that's all you have to say for yourself. And then we have the bestest, most fantastical dwarf in the world. Sieg, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. All ready for action.
I don't know.
Cucumber and crab related.
I don't know how much action there might be. I mean, you might be able to become a great entrepreneur with your crab meat stuff. Yes, Knights Bar Zoom, we are late. We had issues last night. I was trying to break myself. Bear's internet decided to be non-existent. Zaquara ate strange things and turned into a marshmallow or something. I don't know. And
I sure felt like it.
Yeah. But yeah. And we have Sanokin. Welcome.
Hello. I think I'm finally waking up from my nap.
Yeah. Wow, I haven't seen this many people. We haven't had this many people in a while. It's kind of weird. There we go. We need more people than we'd be like the Brady Bunch. A big dysfunction, but even a much bigger, more dysfunctional version of the Brady Bunch with more dogs.
Yay. And cats.
Well, and cats. I got an extra dog today for like 10 minutes. He just came in the house. It's like, I can be here for a visit. Yeah, and we're trying not to break ourselves, but we don't do a very good job of it. We live dangerous lives. We probably live more dangerous lives than we do in our game. Let's see. Last week, the party had spent the night in Hariset, getting a good night's rest after a long journey of adventuring and fortification when it comes to the gnome. But that morning they were they awoke to the shaking of the village as small earthquakes rumbled the structures of the fair town, and they were screaming and chaos coming from the quarry up north. And in short order, most of the party was summoned to go find out what the hell happened down in the mine shafts and rescue the mine workers. In the process, they found crabs, lots and lots and lots of crabs. They also found a dwarf, but not a dwarf with crabs, thank God. But with the help of the dwarf, they slew all the crabs and a purple worm, and then they got the crab queen.
Lots
and then,
lots of crab.
Yeah, and then Brunhilde went into business for herself as a crab meat merchant. She went and struck a deal with Clint, the Red Squirrel Jenkins, to serve crab meat at his establishment, the Red Squirrel Inn, and they took the rest of the day off and, kind of took it easy. So we cut into the next day. It's probably about 10 o'clock local time. You guys have been up for a little while. I have a question that is not answered. And this is for Fizzlespank and Barbara. Where is Barbara staying? Is she staying in the cheap inn, or did Fizzlespank pay for his giant friend to stay at the fancy one?
She has enough money.
Wait.
She was staying at the cheap one.
Cucumbers aren't free.
She's a strong, independent woman. She can pay for her own shit.
Damn right.
I'm not going to pay for her. What the fuck?
You're not her teddy bear.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
You kind of are. So this morning, is there anything special you people are wanting to do? I mean, Fizzle Spank's off by himself, probably drinking tea with his fine little friend,
The
Menelaus.
specialty, the very expensive one.
Yeah, him and he's entertaining his biggest number one fanboy, Menelaus, or as we lovingly refer to him as Middle Anus.
When we can't remember what his name actually is.
Yeah. So, Bear, about that time, the door to the inn opens, and one of the servants, as you've recognized from the manor, comes to you, and he serves you with a letter. This for Lord Fizzlespank. You are Lord Fizzlespank, are you not?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
You have a summons, and he either
Oh,
hands
God.
it or drops it and leaves.
Summons.
Do you open it? Do you burn it? What do you do with it?
And I'm gonna have a look at what it is. I'm gonna open it. I'm wondering if I'm getting sued or something because these people are weird.
It is from Lady Liana. She has summoned you for lunch and
Jury duty.
magical dialogue.
Most
Dialogue on
excellent.
arcane discussions.
Almost excellent.
What do you do with this information? Are you going to be like a good party member and like collect the other magic items that need to be identified? Or you're just like, fuck them.
Well, it's not about the magic items that she summons me for, so...
Yeah, but you're getting something out of it, though.
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
guess I'm
multiple-
gonna bring the shit with me.
Well, that means you got to run up the street.
I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna send a minion.
You're gonna send Menelaus.
Yeah. Tell
He's
the
sitting
party, bloody blah.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Thank you for this opportunity, Master Fizzlespank. I will do it to the best of my ability to make you proud. And he stumbles out the door. He's still limping a little bit because he's still healing from getting a natural 20 arrow to the chest. So about 10, 15, 20 minutes later, he probably gets lost running up the street. He barges into the Soft Goat Inn, and that is where the rest of the... Actually, wait, where did Brynhilda... Brynhilda's at the Red Squirrel.
Yeah, I've got a fancy deal. I'm hanging out at the bar.
You made a deal for crab meat.
I'm assuming that this guy, that Brynhild and the guy, I forgot his name.
The Red Squirrel.
The Red Squirrel. She and the Red Squirrel are at the bar drinking to celebrate their newfound partnership. He's
probably regaling her with all kinds of batshit crazy tales from his adventuring, and you can tell between all of his mementos on all the walls, and he's got an eye patch, he's got like a peg leg. You can tell either he's just been really unlucky or he has seen a thing or two. But he's probably exaggerated just a little bit at least. So maybe he didn't kill 2 dragons, maybe 1 dragon. You can't be sure.
Well, as long as she's getting dwarven ale out of it, she don't care if he has dwarven ale.
Yes. It's only the best at his establishment. He serves dwarves, I was about to say gnolls, gnomes, and the rest. But while you're carrying on and having fun down there, Menelaus arrives at the Soft Goat Inn, and what is Barbara and Lyra doing?
What time of day is it?
It's about 10 o'clock. Gabi's eating a late breakfast.
Probably cleaning their gear from previous bullshittery.
So they're upstairs.
Probably.
So he comes in and he finds Gabi and the cleric sitting across from each other. Of course, Gabi is in elephant form now. After Lyra got his amulet chain fixed, he's sitting there munching away on God only knows what. And the cleric side eyes Menelaus like, oh God, the boy's back. The boy trots over there. It's like, where is everybody? Where's everybody? The guy's like, man, they're upstairs, you idiot. What do you want? that Master Fizzlespank has sent me on a mission. God,
I forgot what the mission is.
Gobby's like, fuck off, and he points upstairs and he looks at the cleric. He says, "Am I swearing good enough for you now?" Just like, don't copy me. I'm a bad influence. I'm a good role model. So now Paul is up there too, I assume, or he's downstairs having lunch, or breakfast, either or, I don't know. But Amelis goes up there and starts banging on the door to Lyra's quarters or room. They're not on a ship, for fuck's sake. Does Lyra answer?
Yeah. She'll answer.
Good morning! Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
Are you trying to get cut?
No. But Master Fizzlespank, he sent me. He sent me on a mission, and that means I need to talk to you.
Pipe down.
I'm sorry. I had a little coffee this morning. Master Fizzlespank has been summoned by Lady Liana to the tower, and Master Fizzlespank wants to know if there's any items he could take for you to be identified.
Yeah. I'll give him the dagger and whatever else I've got that need to go.
Yeah, he rinse and repeats this with Barbara too. So
Same.
by the time he's come downstairs, he's got this big two-handed sword over his shoulder and a scabbard over his shoulder, and he's got clutched the dagger under his arm, and he's got the dice you were wondering about, and one ring. I think it was all the magic items.
That sounds about right. Ow.
Yeah, and he starts. It takes him about another 25 minutes to go down, because now he's, by the time he gets the red squirrel in, he kind of stumbles through the door. He's badly out of breath, and he's like, "That's the Fizzlespank. I need to drink water." He stumbles over to
Oh, I have a better idea. He doesn't need water. He needs more coffee and sugar.
He dumps the sword onto the table, and it falls with a loud clank.
Excellent.
Kerplunk. It's like, these are the items they requested. And then
And well done.
he puts out the ring and the other stuff, and he's like, "I'll help you carry you to the manor." And he falls down his chair, thoroughly exhausted. But a short time after that, Lyra, another knock comes to your door.
Good grief.
Do you open the door?
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Who is it? Who is it?
It is Malcolm. I have been sent to you with a summons from Steward Lockhart. He wishes to
Who?
speak to you.
Oh, the steward. The steward. Okay.
Steward Lockhart.
Yeah.
He wishes
okay.
to have lunch with you and discuss a delicate matter. That is all I know.
Okay.
Be there within the next hour. And he's like nose to nose with the door, just talking straight in the door since he never opened the door, apparently. Do you know where the manor is?
If he wanted you to know, I'm sure he'd tell you.
Do you? I am only here to serve and carry out the will of the steward. I don't want you getting lost.
Oh, do I know where the manor is?
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
pull yourself
Oh,
away.
God. My brain is not interpreting things right. I thought you were asking her if I knew what the matter was. Like, you know what matter he was wanting to talk about?
Tire scam.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Yeah. You also get a free Jello Stanley cam. Like,
Oh.
very well, my lady. And you hear him stomping off. So, Brynhilde.
Yes. There's no A, by the way. It's just Brynhilde.
I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know. I just pronounce things however the hell I like, I guess.
Do I need to change it on my character sheet? Am I Brynhilde?
Yes, your name is. that reminds me of Walt talking about his drill sergeant who he had a set way of pronouncing Walt's last name in the army, and he's like, "Your mom has taught you wrong about how to pronounce your name all these years. This is how you pronounce it." But you're sitting there when the Osmond Finch, the cleric, he comes wandering into the Red Squirrel Inn. He's kind of looking around, and he sees you, and he gives you a bit of a wave, and he approaches you. He's like, I have a party matter to attend to. I was thinking, considering that you might be interested, considering you dabble a bit of the. He waves his fingers around like this, like the magical finger business.
What? A magical finger?
Clerical business.
Oh, clerical business, not the magic finger business. Those are two different professions.
He's like, what other profession is there than doing this to heal people? I don't know. I'm very confused.
Whoa.
He's like, perhaps you could join me this afternoon. It's a bit of a matter, and he holds his bag up. He sets it on the bar, and he undoes the little clasp, and he reaches in and pulls out a skull, and he shows it to you. He's like, we got to deal with our friend. He uses his finger to kind of manipulate the jaw a little bit. He's like, he's to be put to rest permanently. And if you look really closely into the eye socket, you notice this really faint, dull blue light in there. It's like, yeah, this is one of the horns.
Does Brynhild have an idea what that is? Like,
that it's probably some sort of undead.
Okay, but she's also like a very initiate. So she's like, if that's like if that's not like a lich or something,
he's like,
you're gonna have to go call upon someone else on this matter.
Well, yeah, he's like, well, what the fuck? Yeah, of course, that's what we're gonna do. There's a temple here in the town, and we're gonna go deal with it.
She raises her massive axe and pounds it on the ground. It's like, do you need me to smash it? I can do that. I'm pretty good at that.
He rolls his eyes like, hey, you really are new to this clerical game, aren't you? Always the fucking newbies. Like, no, you need to come with me. Maybe you'll learn something about these lands and evils and spirits.
She looks at him and gives him a little evil glare. I've never seen the inside of a cleric before. We could start there.
Whoa! He takes the skull and kind of manipulates it, and is like, "Oh, this one's a little bit feisty." He's like, and he shoves the skull back in. He's like, "There is a temple dedicated to Ortisar, and there is a priest there of high standing. He should be able to deal with this. Probably give us a bath. I just thought maybe you would like to visit with me."
Now, Brynhild probably knows who that is, but I have no idea who the hell that is. What god is that?
That is the predominant religion in a lot of these lands. It's the horse god, the horse lord god.
The horse lord. The lord of the main god for this realm is a horse god? Really?
It's one of his.
No wonder things are falling apart so badly. What the hell is this? Place is overrun by goblins, got orcs everywhere.
Gabby be like really offended. Like, what's wrong with goblins? He's not.
They're good EXP. I love them. She nods. Like, yeah, I'll be more than happy to assist you in whatever clerical nature I'm able to help you with.
Yes. Very well. Then they could worship a cucumber. Here we go.
Oh boy.
He's like, then very well. We will go see the horse lord.
And when would you like this to be done? Because I'm booked for the next hour drinking, but after that I should be fine.
Like, I can drink for a little while. I mean, unless you don't want company, then I will go drink in the corner.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. She nods to her new business partner and says, "Here, why don't you, for him to pour her pour him a glass.
Thank you. And he kind of nods to the older man, and for the next hour he'll be drinking and regaling you with stories of all the idiotic things that have happened in this party, including the gnome who was mind controlled by a cucumber, which was in fact an evil spirit that was occupying a temple of the old of the horned god, and how Fizzlespank mauled a man to death with his bare teeth
Hey, sometimes you gotta
under the influence.
And then
at some point,
you know what's gonna do.
At some point, the fish like, don't blame him. The devil made him do it. Literally. Fizz, when do you start heading towards the?
Well, whenever appropriate, time-wise.
It probably says sometime with it give you a time about around noon.
Yeah, so around that time, I guess. To be in time.
Who's Lyra going to take with her?
To do what?
Her summons.
Oh, why would she take anyone with her?
Because I don't want to split. I'm already splitting the party 3 ways. I don't want to split the party 4, 5, 6 ways.
I guess she'll take Barbara. That'd be easier for me.
What's Pyle gonna do?
Make pile.
Well, I guess due to all this commotion, I probably come out of the room I was staying in and make my way downstairs to see what all this banging of bags going downstairs. And
You're not in that inn.
I thought we were all went over to the cheaper inn. Or
Everybody but Fizz and Brynhilde did.
Yeah, I went to the
Brynhilde.
Brynhilde.
I went from 1 E to an A to 2 E's.
Man.
oh,
Now I'm in the rich. I'm in the rich person's inn because
Yeah, it's a snooty dwarf.
Because well, she's not paying for it. She
made a deal.
Shit.
I guess I'll make my way over to the expensive inn from my cheap inn and see if people are around, since I was sleeping for a while, and when I got up, everybody was gone.
Well, Lyra and Barbara would just be probably leaving about the time you exited, and Gabi volunteers to go with Lyra
Okay.
in elf form.
So
is Pyle going to go with them? Is he going to follow along with them? So the cleric and you know what? Now I'm self-conscious about it. How do you pronounce it exactly before I butcher it one more time?
Brynhilde.
Brynhilde. Duh. Yeah. Brynhilde. Brynhilde and the cleric are drinking. Fizzlespank heads out with Menelaus carrying most of the crap again.
Yep, that's
And
what he's there for.
And that's what he's there for. And they all kind of somehow timing out. They all arrive at the front gate at the same time.
It's like magic.
The guards looking at all these people like, who the hell are all these people doing here?
we're not.
I
doing
have
anything.
been summoned, you minion.
He looks down at you like, and who summoned you, little man?
I'm going to present the letter from the lady. Whoosh.
He looks
With
at
a
it.
swish and flick.
He looks at it, and he's acting like
Oh, good, he can't read.
he can't read. He's got to look at it like,
There should be a seal on it. He should recognize that.
yeah. That's the only thing you recognize. Like, oh, Lady Liana summoned you.
Yes, now make way, peasant.
Oh, I see. He kind of smirks and carefully, slowly folds it back up and hands it back to you.
I'm
Like,
gonna snatch it back.
you have a good time, Master.
Whoa.
I'm sure you'll have a very good lunch.
Oh yeah.
Nothing passive aggressive here.
He ushers you inside, then turns to the group of Barbara, Lyra, Pyle, and the other strange elf. And you, what is your business here?
see the steward.
Oh. He looks at the other guards like, yeah, we were told to be expecting them. Ah, very well. See yourselves in.
I guess we do.
Closing this crap out. I need to share. Yeah, I'm doing like the one thing you're not supposed to do in D&D, and that's split the party. What am I doing? I'm splitting the party 3 ways. Of course, actually, if the DM does it, it's okay then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're moving in. The time comes around, and the cleric gestures toward the door. It's like, are you ready, my good dwarf friend? Are you?
Are you speaking to me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I that sounded mumbled to me, so I didn't catch what you said.
No. The cleric, he gets up and he says, are you about ready, my good dwarf friend?
She kind of raises her eyebrow at being called a good friend, but she shrugs it off like, okay.
Like, maybe he's had too much to drink.
I am ready. Let's go deal with your skull problem.
It's like, he's like, well, now you can claim that you helped dispose of one of the Horn God's minions. That would be good on a resume or story to relate to people. I mean, the gnome, he claims he's killed all kinds of things, but he's not really killed much of anything. I mean, he did kill that spider, but I had it mostly dead. Trust me.
I witnessed that he killed some very small crabs. I saw it myself.
Considering the
several of them, in fact.
The cleric kind of looks around and he says, considering where that gnome fraternizes, I'm sure he has a lot of talent, experience killing crabs.
Whoa.
So you two, you make it down Main Street, going past the bazaar and some other smaller shops, and then you arrive outside the temple here. And flanking the staircase leading up to the main entrance, there are 2 statues flanking it. On one side is this 10-foot tall statue of a muscular, clean-shaven man wearing no clothing. And everything is to scale, anatomically correct. He's holding a tree trunk. And on the other pedestal, there is a similarly scaled horse.
Now,
I got some weird fetish there.
Brynhild is from the mountains, and she lived most of her life in the mountains, so she's not familiar with these human gods all that much.
Yeah, probably
but
not.
She's definitely looking like, what the hell is wrong with these humans? What is this? A naked guy with a tree trunk? That's your god?
He's like, the cleric, like, not mine. I'm a disciple of Durandale. I believe in the Avenger. I kill stuff, but you know, it's a fad. They'll find somebody else. They'll probably be worshiping the Horn God before the decade's out. He starts up the steps and leads you inside. And there is a young priest here. It's like, oh, we have visitors.
No priest. Sorry.
The cleric was like, yes. I wish to speak to your the high priest here. He's like, oh yes, officiate priest Maria Sura. Yes, I will get to him. What is this concerning? He reaches into the bag and he's like, this. And the guy kind of goes, oh, wait, what are you carrying around bones like that? It's like, he's not quite dead. He's kind of undead. We have a problem he's solving. Isn't that right, Brynhild?
Yes, that is exactly right.
Brynhild here has seen the horrible, evil things this priest of Unkelor has been up to, and the younger man's kind of is taken back. It's like, priest of Unkelor? Yes, I will deal with that. Right, I'll get him right away. He runs off.
Brindle
In a few
nods her
minutes-
head, pretending she has any idea what the hell this guy's talking about. Priest of Unclor. What?
Yes, the horn,
Yes. Of course.
the great horn god. He ruled and enslaved people. And
No, but
1,000 years. It's just
She had no idea. Remember, she wasn't here for killing any undead minions or anything like that. So
she
had
was
no
just asleep during a theology school in history.
No, I meant like the whatever they killed that's in the bag.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the skull. She has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, a few minutes go by, and this rather sullen-looking man in religious garb comes up. He's an older man. He kind of lumbers along. He looks very just uninterested. In fact, you can probably imagine you've woken him from a nap, and he's just
what are you guys
a bit
doing?
annoyed. He definitely looks like a man who has no patience for nonsense. He's like, please tell me you do not bring defiled human remains to my temple. And our cleric, Osmond finished like, we did, sir. We did, because we need help dealing with him. Like, what would you do? What would you do? As he looks at the dwarf, he's like, dwarf, what is going on here?
We're here to put this soul to rest. And we've been told that you, being a devotee of a man with a tree for a weapon, is capable of doing such.
He's like, he kind of looks around, and the clerk like, nah, it's just, he's returned the bag to his backpack, and he's kind of standing with his hands in front of him. He's just, yeah, what the fuck that guy just said. And at that point, the priest whips out a stick and whaps him across the knuckles. Ah, damn! And he hits him again. And he swears a third time, and he pops him on the forehead. It's like, enough! You will not speak such language on these holy grounds. And Osmond kind of mutters spitefully under his breath.
Fantastic.
He's like, he's like, sorry, sir. Grumbles a little bit, but he pulls the bag from his sack again. He's like, look, this is the bones of Ungareth kind. And just that mentioning, the priest kind of raises an eyebrow. It's like, that's one of the high priestess of the horn god of Uncle Lord himself. And Osmond's like, yeah. You read, we found him. And he opens the bag. I'm sorry, I'm defiling your holy ground. And he pops the skull out and shoves it into his face. Like, see, look into his eyes sockets. And he kind of notices the dull glow in there. He's like, this is a problem. Return the skull to the bag and give it to me. You have done well. You should have brought this here as quickly as possible. And he takes the bag and he says, follow me. And they start walking deeper into the temple. And the temple is lavishly decorated. You can tell they've had either a lot of villagers donating money, or some big benefactors, or a mix of both. I mean, there's art. The floors are nice and polished, fine marble, and all this is just to the gills. And he goes to the corner, and there's a basin full of water. He's like, there is only one way to do this. And he holds the bag up, and he murmurs a prayer, and he drops the bag into the water. The water starts to boil a little bit. Smoke rises off of it. He prays some more, and he makes a religious sign, some magical finger stuff, and he says, it is done. And the cleric kind of looks at you, Brynhild, and he's like, that's it? And the priest looks over his shoulder and says, what do you mean that's it? What were you expecting, prop and circumstance? We have no time for such nonsense here. We are here to spread the good word. What are you, a heathen? Cleric's kind of like, a little bit, yeah.
Maybe.
He said, I traveled with somebody who worships with cucumber. I might be a heathen. He's like, the priest rolls his eyes. Like, we will enter the remains in the catacombs. It will not bring any. It will not be a threat on holy grounds.
Good to know.
It's like, you've done good, and a donation would be much appreciated for the service. He kind of looks at you like it's not like so much as a gesture as a demand.
He's looking at the cleric, or he's looking at me.
Looking at you both, kind of like, with his hat tied over, and he's kind of looking down at you like. Her cleric kind of rolls his eyes like, I'll take care of this. And he's like, it really wasn't your problem anyway, Brunhild. And he pulls out some gold coins and hands them to the priest. It's like,
how many gold coins is she supposed to? Does she know how much she's supposed to give this guy?
Osmond's kind of like, don't worry about it. I got it covered. He's like, here. And he hands him some coins. And the priest kind of inspects it for a moment. He arches an eyebrow looking at Osmond. And Osmond's like, oh, did I miscount? Sarcastically. And he hands him another gold piece. He's like, thank you, my child. Go in peace.
Oh, that was fascinating. I learned a lot today. Thank you for bringing me to this location.
As you guys are walking out, Osmond's like, yeah, these Ortisar followers are a little kind of like he's scratching his head, but he's looking at you like,
yeah.
So you guys are leaving, and we cut back to Lyra. Lyra, you and your company have been ushered into the manor, and you're wandering around. Fish, you pass this guy first. You pass a guy. He's carrying one of those like a staff over his shoulder with two buckets at the end. He's whistling, just as heavy as can be. Just he's kind of short, looks a little funny, kind of looks about a little middle aged, and he's just walking past you with his two buckets, and he's whistling, and you catch a very serious stench coming from him as he wanders down the hallway. Huh?
How serious?
Yeah,
She's stinky.
Yeah. You call him stinky?
No, I'm just gonna walk past him.
He's like totally oblivious and keeps walking. Someone ushers you into the private, small private dining chamber where Lady Liana's waiting for you.
Excellent. The
Lyra-
minion gets to dump the stuff and get out.
You're like, what? It's like, yes, sir. And he leaves.
Enjoy the campground, manor ground, whatever.
He's like, but how will you carry it back? And the door closes in his face.
No worries.
Lyra, you are ushered into the office of Stuart Lockhart with your companions, and he's there. He offers you a smile. He's like, I have heard what you have all done, but of your accomplishments at the quarry. Most impressive. Glad you could save those workers.
No.
And I'm sure Paul can stand there and be like, yes, I was very helpful. I helped kill the worm.
Yes,
I killed it with an arrow.
Pew pew.
Hi.
Lady Liana will give Phil to make a vigorous pounding.
Whoa.
Oh my.
I kind of thought he'd be
wow.
giving her that. Oh, hi.
Who are you to judge? Don't kink shame.
But the steward looks at Lyra and says,
What are you doing?
I'm glad you've come. I think we discussed a bit of a problem, did we not? At the dinner the other night? My memories are a little fuzzy. I'm not sure how you even got to bed.
Oh.
He kind of looks at the distance for a minute, and he looks back at you. He's like, we did have this conversation. As the cat distracts.
Yeah. Ow.
Mm.
Look, we're not doing this, Molly.
At least you're not getting head butted.
Yeah.
Look, if she's too much of a pain in the ass, we already have a named grave out there for her.
Whoa! Yeah, the previous residents had a Molly too.
Yeah.
Molly's like,
Yeah. It's a little
Molly's like,
creepy.
I'll Stephen King this bitch. I'll come back.
Yeah.
I'm mean.
As she
Alright.
turns and looks at the camera.
I've already
Um,
experienced that once. It's not fun.
She'd be like, yeah, we started to discuss some things, but it wasn't very clear, blah, blah, blah.
He kind of lets out a bit of a sigh. It's like, yeah. Well,
Ah! Fuck's sake, bitch.
he looks at you and he gestures for everybody to have a seat. It's like, yes. So it is not very well known, but Lord
Good.
Howe, Lord Pringus, he is a collector of a certain type of art, a very specific type of art.
And are you concerned these are like forgeries or something?
He's like, no, I know there's a forgery, and he turns and he pulls. You can hear the door opening. He pulls out this statue about so big. It's made of brass, and he sets it down, and it's a kind of an abstract feminine figure, very busty. And he's like, "Could you examine this and tell me what's wrong with it?" Who wants to roll a perception check? Pile, I'll give you a Pile. You can roll. Let's see if you notice this one.
Let's see.
He came with me?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, my rolls are still just as good.
You're kind of looking at it like, I don't see anything. It's like, that's normal human anatomy.
He
right?
just goes, boobs.
He looks at the big boo like boobs. Lyra,
16.
Lyra's like, you notice, like, okay, it's got the boobs and it's got very what's the we all see what's the word I'm looking
Again.
for? Very pronounced. Is that the word I'm looking for? Or very well defined nipples. But the thing is, you notice
Okay.
right there between them, there's a third nipple.
Fantastic.
Push it.
You're not there. Did we lose Sig?
Yeah, he fell off. Wait a minute.
Misclicked.
No, I'm not going to do any Stephen King writing. No, but he's like, the dealer claimed that this was a fertility idol of the old Antiochian Empire. It is clearly a forgery. Lord Howe did not notice this until after the transaction had commenced and the currency had changed hands. But
Got distracted by the third nipple?
he kind of shrugged. He's like, it might have been the third nipple in the almost blonde his hair. And he kind of rotates the idol around, showing off the long hair that's crafted in the brass. It kind of gives off a golden sheen. He's like, regardless, he spent quite a bit of money on this, and this cannot stand. We have reason to believe that the con artists are still in town and are connected to a larger ring that have been causing. Oh, I missed the man with the golden gun joke. I'll be damned. He's like, can I trust you to handle this matter with this delicate matter with the utmost care and discretion?
Sure.
I said, I promise you will be amply rewarded, and plus, you've earned the trust of this office, and that could lead to other lucrative opportunities. Because you have to understand, not everybody understands the collection of fertility art and erotic tapestries and things like that.
Scott Shep does.
Gabby says that. Scott Chip does. He's like, we do this. There is someone who I would like you to speak to.
Okay.
And he's like, very good. He's like, he thinks about it for a minute, and he takes out a piece of paper, and he says, "I don't wish to embarrass you, but can any of you read?" Lyra can.
Okay.
He writes out a note, and he folds it up, and he says, "Leave here and read this note and meet with this contact. They'll explain more." And with that, I have other matters to attend to, and you might as well take this and do what you will with it.
Okay.
He's like, "Have a good day." And,
Oh, hey, question.
yes.
So, the other night when we were leaving, a lady stopped me and said that there were prisoners being held here.
He's like, "Well, that's not." Do you want me to clarify your memory or go with that?
Yes.
She stopped her and was crying about her missing daughter,
Okay.
Rowan.
Okay.
Not
Said
Rowan.
her missing daughter was, I don't know.
He kind of looks at you awkwardly and kind of shifts a little bit. And he's like, the crazy woman, the crazy homeless woman out on the street. That's who said these things.
I'm not sure.
He's like, there are many crazy people spinning crazy tales. They all, the common folk, they have issues with the nobility, and they he clears his throat. And you can tell he's a little bit on the awkward side. Or
Do I
awkward
believe
about
him?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. That was
What'd
a
you-
6.
What's Barbara? We're cheating. I don't have any dice out. I'm not rolling these things.
16?
Barbara isn't quite buying it. She
Awesome.
notices Gabi's oblivious. What's Pile think? Let's do a Pile to do a check.
Gabi and Lyra are like, yep, checks out. All right.
That'd be a 17.
Pile's like, kind of, well, here's some bullshit.
Pyle and Barbara are like, no.
It's like,
Lyra and Gabi are like, ha.
he's like, there are many strange rumors and tales about the Lord. There's one that says he's a werewolf. He's not that exciting, I'm afraid. He kind of looks down and shakes his head.
I look at the little patch of fur that's stuck to his clothing.
He's like, are there any other questions or things you may need?
No.
He's like, okay, then he dismisses you guys out into the hallway. And about this time, that strange little man carrying his buckets, he's kind of whistling. I'm Aston Martin, groom of the stool, and he's singing to himself as he's walking in. A whiff of very badness comes over you.
I'm sure it does.
Do you say anything to him? The Lord is not a werewolf. That's the rumor, though. Maybe he is. Since you're
Could be.
since you're kind of unattended in the manor, are you going to do anything else, or are you going to leave? I mean, you know, it's a lot of servants and the poop parlor.
Pocket the silver candlesticks.
Stay or go, snoop or go.
We'll snoop a little bit.
What's the worst that can happen?
What kind of snooping do you do?
She said she's snooping going. That's like a combination, isn't it? You're just like kind of like casually snooping as you go, looking in rooms as you're walking out. You know.
You notice a number of servants coming and going, and like I said, do you quite attempt to question any of them?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you have the strange poopy smelling guy. Do you try to talk to him?
I mean, sure. I'm sure he sees all kinds of random stuff.
Random shit. So, who approaches him and how?
Lyra.
Hey,
What's
you're
he
a
say?
stinker.
What's he say?
Hey, good sir. Questions?
Yes. Hi, pretty lady. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Aston Martin is very good. It's been a very productive day. I have collected much of my liege's excrement. It's great. I make him very happy. I keep all the chamber pots very clean. I'm going down to the river now to dump. I was dumping the quarry, but the dwarf got mad at me.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that one.
And that's why you have crabs. Like, he looks at you. He's like, "Lady, does Aston the Martin need to collect your stool?"
No, I was actually wondering if you might have some information.
I know where all the chamber pots are.
Excellent.
I know all the ways in and out of this place. Son, that even Stuart Lockhart not
Okay,
know.
I can't understand what you're saying.
Good. He's like, I know lots of things. I know where all the chamber pots are. I know where the many places to come and go are. Some that even the steward not know about.
Places to come and go, huh?
Yes.
Anyone using them who shouldn't be? Or, let me rephrase, does anyone use them besides you?
He kind of looks around a bit and says, sometimes, but people come and go. I notice a lot of strange men sneak in at night. Then they go to Lady Liana's chamber. I'd clean up a lot of things in there in the morning. In fact,
Barbara is going to chime in at this point. There's a crazy lady who thinks her daughter's being held here. You
He
said you
kinda-
know where all the chamber pots are.
Yes, I know where. We have prison. We have cells here. Yes, I clean those last of the day. Prisoners don't need poop removed first. They get poop removed last. And you can tell he's kind of not all there.
How many prisoners are there?
There's a couple of them down there right now. That reference. Oh my god.
Any of those prisoners happen to be a young girl?
He looks at you and goes, no. No young girl.
Or any of them girls?
No.
I didn't look on the dust curds.
He just, but there are young girls here, and they come and they go. Sometimes they go quite suddenly. There was one long ago that leave quite suddenly in the middle of the night. I miss her.
Do you have anything else you can tell us about her?
She was very close with and about that time, a loud voice from down the hallway, like, "Martin, get your ass down here! My chamber pot is overflowing." Oh God, I got to get going. I got to go. So you have a nice day. And he turns abruptly, and the pot, the cab, the buckets kind of swing wildly. And out of character, everything. Oh God, if he makes me roll a save from him, kick his ass. And he starts waddling off down the hallway, and he starts whistling again and singing in the about himself in the third person. I'm Aston the Martin, steward of the stools. Groom of the stools, not steward of the stools. What the hell? She's gonna call a friend and ask, I need some advice on this. But Gobby's kind of like, what the shitty man? Very shitty man. That was strange.
Surprisingly cheerful, too.
I think he was kind of, I'm not sure what to say. Not, all there. Gobby looks at Lyra and says, "You're really worried about missing girl." Uh-oh.
Two missing
Okay,
girls
gotta
now.
we got to be right back. Bear, we're gonna cut to you since she is AFK for a minute. Lady Liana has received you in a warm and inviting welcoming way. She's given you a big hug and like smothered you and
Oh my.
such, and treated you to a very nice meal.
Hmm.
Do you start? How do you request that she identify your stuff?
What stuff?
Racing. She's like, she
That's sort of
looks.
afterthought.
She looks at the stuff on the table though. And it's like, is this treasure you've heaped from the battlefield, my little meatball?
Yes, of course.
It's like, oh, you're such a brave, mighty gnome, not like my husband.
Well, he's not a gnome, apparently.
He's not much of anything, let me tell you. He's like, you impressed me with many things the other night, including your stories. Do you have any other stories that you can share?
Guess I'm gonna make up some bullshit.
What kind of
And
bullshit
how-
do you make up?
But the days when I was training in the Academy of whatever gnome
Gnome magic.
things.
The Magical
Gnome
Gnome
magic.
Academy.
Gnome
Hey,
Academy.
Roll
Hog
me a
Gnome.
charisma check just for shits and giggles.
It's the Hog Gnome Academy.
+4. 5, actually.
5.
I forgot your seduction.
Yeah, that's a 19.
Yeah, she like either she's like, has a willing suspension of disbelief, and she's just hanging on every word because it sounds like she knows it's bullshit, but it sounds like good bullshit. And she really don't care about your story. She just like using you for your body. He's like, why did you bring this stuff here?
Oh, these fools in my party want to identify it.
Oh,
Forget about
and
it.
she reaches out with a single finger and caresses your cheek. It's like, anything for you, my mighty little gnome.
Oh my.
And she'll go for the process of identifying that stuff. We'll say that for a minute when Zoc is returned, since it's all Zoc's shit. But she tells you, it's like, hey, you have been very impressive in your magical prowess, your illusionary prowess. Says,
Yeah.
maybe it's time you took on another mentor for a time. Maybe I could put in a good word with Wilhelm the Magnificent to take you on his pupil, teach you a few things. I mean, you've taught me a few things. I would like to see you
Wink,
taught
wink,
a few
nudge,
things.
nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That would be most splendid. You know that Wilhelm is kind of a legend among my people.
I know. He is very involved in the affairs of court here. She kind of looks around and leans, and she's like, to tell you the truth, me and him, we kind of run all this.
Oh my.
My husband, he is so preoccupied building his fountains and buying his many nippled fertility idols and all the other nonsense. Somebody has to, see to it that the lands don't go bankrupt.
Whoops.
No, I did not. You not lose me. I didn't want to blow my nose on camera. I mean, I guess I could have, but yeah. For 100 bits, I'll do it on camera. God. I better be careful. That might get some really weird people on here. She says, but yes, Wilhelm, he doesn't take on apprentices very often, not since the unfortunate incident, but I'm sure with a good word from me, and he would consider it, but you'll still have to prove yourself to him.
Oh.
Cucumber. Thanks, C.
Oh boy.
And she rubs her hand over over yours. He's like, "Would you like that?"
Yes, that would be most helpful.
Well, now that, since I'm going to help you, you can maybe help me with something.
But of course.
He grins and you fade to black. I'm not going to use our fade to black animation in porn music because I'm not in the mood tonight to do it. But, hey, roll me a constitution check just because I'm in the mood to be ridiculous.
Oh, boy.
And it's funny, constitution is not like your name is secondary. It's
Let's do a 16.
Fucker. It's like you can't ever get good rolls for anything, but when you're in there with oh, he's just a little gnomish sex machine. That's all there is to it.
You just need to be properly inspired. That's all.
God. So about an hour later, you're dismissed from her chambers and all of your stuff. Are you carrying it?
Perfect. Yeah, I guess I'm going to carry and go look.
You're walking out like you're walking out like the cock of the walk. You got the sword over your one shoulder. You're like coming out like act like you're Nonan the barbarian. And you got the dagger, and they're like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a bad motherfucker. Physically, you're like those barbarians the bards sing about.
Just swallow.
Yeah. So, see, where do we go from here? Where do you go? Do you make your way back to the Red Squirrel Inn?
Yeah, with all my stuff.
So about that time you get there, Brynhild and Osmond are coming back. Osmond looks at you at the gnome and is like, what nastiness have you been up to, Fizzle Spank?
You don't need the details.
I don't want the details. And he's just like,
Brynhild looks at him and says, "You need the details. I can smell them."
oh God! He's like, ugh. He's like points at the gnome. He's like, you need a bath. And he looks at a nearby water trough. He's like, you could bathe him right now. And he looks at Brynhild. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah. We don't have gloves thick enough for that. He's like, you get there and get something, you nasty.
You stood on the
gnome.
goblin, not me.
You nasty
You
sex gnome.
uncivilized creature, cleric.
So I do have something I guess Brynhild needs to do. She needs to go pick up her armor.
Oh yeah, that's right. She went and So
She had
she's
her armor detailed at the armor shop.
Yeah, and Osmond's like, actually, that's thank you for reminding me. I'll go with you. My armor's in the shop too. He goes with you. Lyra, what's Lyra doing?
I have no idea.
After the groom of the stool was called off, after he almost said that she was close to somebody, you're all left standing there.
About to strangle me some dogs.
Do you have dogs being doggy?
Well, mostly it's Beto being pissed off because Marissa's not in his sight and he didn't give her permission to go somewhere.
Oh no!
Yeah. I have no idea.
So
I'm so scatterbrained. She's gonna look at the piece of paper he gave her. Fuck it.
From the steward.
Yeah.
The steward. It details a meeting place. It tells you to go to the. I meant to look this up. I got distracted. It tells you to go to the Ugly Reindeer Bar and sit in the corner booth sometime in the evening and await contact. And it also written on there, it says that the idol was bought for 500 gold. And wow. The 500's underlined. It says, I want this back.
Okay.
What do you do?
So does the note say anything interesting?
Nosy elf.
Gives
Okay.
a meeting place.
Of course, you don't know where that place is. You'll have to ask for directions. But
Yeah.
everybody knows where the ugly reindeer is. So do you leave the manor?
Yeah.
Do you stop back at the Red Squirrel Inn to see what Fizz is up to, or if he's back?
I'm taking a bath, a proper bath. The proper
Of
bath.
course, you guys have some time to kill. Yeah, you actually have some time to kill. What are you going to do to kill the time?
Shoot
Did
the
you make up the
clock.
Ugly Ranger, or is that the real name of the place?
Do what now?
Did you make that name up for that place?
Yeah, pretty much everything here is mine.
Okay.
I mean, here. Actually, some of it was stuff I pulled out of my butt. Some of it I had a tavern name generator. So we had the Drunken Tusk Tavern, the Ugly Reindeer, the Dirty Dog Tavern, the Rabid Pelican, and the Lazy Dragon.
Okay.
There's also the Dirty Orc Inn. That's the slummy inn in the town.
Yeah, we won't be going there.
Yeah, that's where the Bear and Sonokin's other PCs like to hang out. So what are you going to do for the next about 6 hours?
I assume it's not going to be any problem for us to get our armor.
Yeah, there'll be. Actually, I know what we can do. I know what can be done. Zot, since Lyra's leading her own little party, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna hang out?
Yeah. Sure.
How about everybody hang out there at the Red Squirrel Inn?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can use that time to catch up on what I missed.
They
Get
can
regaled about all the tales and adventure and everything.
Yeah, they can regale you about how they went and killed crabs and slayed purple worms and
Yeah.
Introductions. I've never met.
yeah, he hasn't met Pyle. It's like, who's this elf? And then you're like, who's this other elf? Because Gabi is still disguised as the elf, and the elf Gabi's like, it's me, the goblin, and he gives you a very awkward elf wink.
Really? I'm so
Interesting.
surprised. You're really good at this.
Interesting. Kind of side eyes.
So yeah, you guys can get you a big table to the Red Squirrel Inn, and you can drink, eat, and Red Squirrel Jenkins actually serves you guys some of that fine crab meat and some new experimental dishes. Does Fizz ever come down?
Yeah, after taking a bath, I'm coming down.
Well, is he going to inform them about what he learned about the magical items?
Yeah, in passing.
He informs Lyra and Barbara that the dice were not magical, that the One Ring is a +1 ring of protection, that the sword is a +1 magic two-handed sword, and I think that's it.
Dagger.
And the dagger is a +1 magic dagger. The question is, who takes the magic ring of protection now?
Who had it?
No one had it because no one wanted to put it on because everybody is scared of magic items because they think I'm going to give them a cursed magic item.
Probably Barbara.
Again.
Tends to be up in the middle of this shit.
You know what I find hilarious? You're like, we're not putting on a ring. It might be cursed. You know that weapon you picked up could be cursed too. Maybe the curse hasn't popped yet.
Yep.
Barbara is going to take the ring of protection.
Sure.
As you guys are discussing that, at some point, Gabi
The difference is though, like technically, if it's a cursed weapon, just looting it is going to attach the curse to somebody.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you could pick it up like using a cloth or bag or
tongs.
something. Yeah.
But they
You'll have
Yeah,
to, like, pick
they're
it
not
up
that
with
well set up yet.
so
We haven't hit that level of paranoia yet.
So who's this guy? She
the
points
elf,
at
the
the
half elf.
Not the fake elf, because she's probably already figured out that's Gabi by now. But
Gobby's like, that is our sleepy half elf, Pyle. Pyle likes to shoot things with his arrow. Pew 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 pew. Says Gobby.
oh well, pleased to meet you, Pyle. I haven't met you yet, but I've met your companions in the mines.
Osmond
Brynhild?
looks at Pyle, then to Brynhild. He says, "Yes, this is our elf. I think he slept through the earthquake."
We got.
But the cleric kind of goes, "But to be fair, our poor half elf has been through much. He almost died."
To be fair, we were just fighting crabs. He really did need to be there for that.
Yeah. Like, yes, Pyle has enough problems without getting crabs.
Wow.
So, you guys, for the next few hours, you guys, you can have your drink, you can get to know each other a bit, swap bullshit stories. But at some point, Gobby kind of raises up a hand. He's like, "What is your plan, people? What are you doing here? What will you be doing?"
Well, I mean, I'm going to be looking into some forgeries from the manor.
Gobby nods. He's like, "That's a good short-term plan, but what next?"
I don't know.
He points at the gnome. He says, "You gnome, I know you have document. You know about Blacktooth Ridge."
Yes, I do. And I had a look at it and I know stuff and things and whatever the fuck.
Yes, I know about Blacktooth Ridge too. Many riches,
I'll be
many
right back.
treasures there. As Lyra excuses herself to go to the bathroom,
Uh-oh, someone's gonna die.
someone's gonna die. Gobby looks around. He says, "There are many treasures and dangers in Blacktooth Ridge."
Yes. It would be profitable, though.
He nods vigorously and he considers his words carefully. He says, "The treasure house of Vargolg. We should find it."
It has treasure in it. Yes, we should.
Has what to it?
Treasure in it.
Yes, treasure.
The treasure has treasure in it, so we should definitely find it.
It's a treasure house.
A copper cup is treasure. Is there treasure worth looting there?
He looks at Brynhild and he says, yes, there are many things that you will find valuable, that I will find valuable. Things that we should consider going and looting.
So, what makes you an expert on this area that you know what's valuable there?
He said, "I've been there once. Awkward situation. Yes, awkward situation, but I was there once. I don't remember where it was exactly, but..."
What were you doing there? Gobby.
He clears his throat a little bit, looks around, he says, "I was doing stuff and things. I doing goblin things, you understand? Goblin things, yes. And things not go so well."
Goblin things. Yes, touching other goblins on the butt.
Shut up, gnome, shut up. He looks at Larry, he's like, we should find this.
So you want us to go, if you were there and other goblins are there, what you're saying is that there's a whole bunch of goblins in those mountains.
He's like, Blacktooth Ridge full of goblins and orcs and gnolls and kobolds and ogres and things.
Well, I missed all kinds of shit.
So you're saying we get to kill a bunch of goblins?
Yes, and I don't care because they're assholes. In fact, I would
you're
like
not
to
a goblin,
see
you're an elf. So
there we go. I am elf. There are some goblins that need to die slow, painful deaths for what they did.
Yeah, unfortunately, how hard I swing this axe, there's no slow death for any goblins when I hit them.
You can't raise that. You take what you can get. The sock during the mingling, Gabi raised like, well, what's the long-term plans? And he started talking about the treasure houses on the Blacktooth Ridge. He's like, the stories at the treasure houses are known. They were bases for the Imperial Army. Some places untouched. Surely lots of treasure, lots of things to be gained there.
Oh.
Yes, and he also kind of let slip that he's been there once. And Brent Hill was kind of putting a little bit of pressure on him. Like, what the hell have you been doing? What does Lyra say? Interject about any of this?
Sounds fun.
Hey, Sparky, can I make a perception check or some type of check to see if Gabi has some kind of ulterior motive going on?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
What is that, wisdom?
Yeah, so it'll be a +1.
+1. That's more than that. That's a prime for me. Oh no, it is.
Yeah, so it'll.
Oh, it would help if I was not rolling a 12-sided dice.
You fail.
Damn.
You rolled the wrong die, and that's. He rolled so bad he fell off. Something he's disconnecting his devices. I don't know what it is.
He rolled himself off the stream.
He rolled himself right off the stream.
Yep.
Let's see here. He's got to get a high roll.
This dog's gonna make me lose my fucking mind.
I know. Oh, there he is. Let's get him back in the room. Find to the right button. There you go. That roll was so bad you rolled right off.
Yeah, it rolled so hard it hit my stop cam button on the
Shit.
yeah.
Roll me a real 20. Hey, Black Angus.
Oh, so did you get that? I rolled a 16, so I got 16 plus 1.
Okay, so that's going to be. I got a math real quick.
I don't know if I get it.
You got a 16?
Yes, a base 16.
Your gut instinct tells you that Gabi's up to something, probably, but you're not 100% sure. You can tell that he definitely wants to go there for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But you already kind of distrust him anyway, so it's kind of like...
Yeah, he's a goblin.
Goblins
Yeah. Oh, he's a goblin. I'm sure he's like pretty above board on everything, and he's probably a great guy.
He's a great little green guy.
I'm totally going to invest in his Ponzi scheme. Sure, why not?
The cleric is kind of over there like this, and he's kind of spinning a coin around his finger. He's like, you want to go to a place where there might be treasure to deal with some goblins that you don't like. He looks at him, and you don't remember how you got there or how you left. Gabi's like, how do you suggest we find this treasure house? Do you think we need to walk up and down the Blacktooth Ridge, fighting off hordes of orcs, goblins, gnolls, and voles and other things until we magically find a hole in the wall? Is that what you're saying?
Well, isn't that what you do to get to third level? Wait, what?
Third level, third base? Wait, what? Oh my god, that's a terrible pun. The cleric's like, is there a chance to slay evil? God was like, yes, much evil. All kinds of evil. Goblins are evil. They're some goblins, most goblins. I'm not evil. Actually, I just don't give a shit. Does Barbear or Lyra chime in on any of this?
Barbara's happy to go.
And hit
If everybody
things.
else wants to go, Lyra will be happy to go to help Gabi.
Oh, she's like a goblin advocate. She's like she's a member of the organization that's promoting a better understanding of the misunderstood goblin race.
Right.
What are you dogs doing?
So do you guys have like an adventuring group name or something?
Gabi snickers.
You guys all travel together, right? And you've been together for a while, going here and there. You have a name? You call yourselves a name?
Honestly, we barely know each other's names.
So far, we're just not dying.
Not dying. Well, that's an
We
interesting
could be the
joke.
Undying Club.
Mhm.
I don't think we quite qualify for that one, but
Well, you haven't died yet. Keep it up. Cucumber Commandos.
we've been in kissing distance of it.
Whoa. Osmond looks at Brynhild. He's like, these people didn't know my name till a few weeks ago.
I still don't know. your
Well,
name.
you didn't talk.
It's like, that's a you problem, not me.
Exactly what I
He's
was
like,
gonna
my name's
say.
Osmond Finch. I thought I introduced myself. Must have been that blow to the head I took last week. And that idiot with the cucumber hit me.
Hmm.
I need to buy a tomato from the inn so that I can throw it at him.
Do you buy one?
Yes. And tomato, please.
They bring you the currency exchange. If you want to throw
Then I
it,
throw it at him.
give me a hit roll.
What does a tomato count at? As?
Just roll.
No.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
It just goes
Nope.
flying by his head, hits the wall, and then you hear James like, "Hey, you little asshole! Stop throwing food in here! I don't know where you come, but here in this place we have manners. We don't play with our food. For anything else, I'll be throwing you through a window."
Who said that?
The old man that hobbles over there. He's like, "I said it," and he stands over you with his one eye looking at you. He's like, "If I slayed a dragon, I can spank a gnome.
Whoa.
Do I need to put you over my knee?" Gobby's like, "Yes, yes, yes. This
Fizzle's
one was
thanks, probably
a cucumber."
Fizzle's thinking about his earlier adventures. Like, no, not again. Oh.
Oh boy.
He said, "Hey, Squirrel Man, do you know about Blacktooth Ridge?" The red squirrel is like, "Of course it is across the river. It is full of all sorts of dangers and foul creatures and supposedly treasure. I've never went an adventure there because by the time they came, I had lost my leg and lost my eye, and I was already rich." Anybody ask any other questions?
Well, I mean, guys, it's not like we don't have an elf with us to help us find. Wait, are you the elf kind who finds tracks and stuff, or are you the elf who sneaks around stabbing people?
He's a ranger, but whether he finds shit or not is the.
Well,
Gabby says we could buy a dog. Dogs are good finders.
We have a good history of finding sand. So if you need sand, we can always find that.
well, you can find-
Barbera can track decently.
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
We're,
We'll find
we're
stuff.
stretching
Not
that
that
deer
she should
stalker.
be able to.
We're
but-
stretching deer stalker ability. We're stretching that shit.
Well, hey,
Technically, anybody can track. You just can't add levels to your tracking checks if you're not have the ability of tracking. So yeah,
I'm-
I
pile
don't
rolls
want to
really
hear your
bad.
shit.
I'm proficient
adorable,
at
but I don't wanna
tracking,
hear
at
it.
finding goblins. That's what we dwarves do. Kill goblins.
Gabby kind of looks at you like.
In fact, I've killed many a goblin in my day. That's how I got to second level. Killing
He
goblins.
just he hears teeth grinding from across the table.
But who's going to take care of our we've got crabs business?
The Jenkins looks at you like, "Huh," and he slaps you on the back and says, "I'll take care of it. You bring me crab meat, I'll sell it, and I think it's going to be a hit. You know, a few people have tried today, and they've really liked it. I liked it. I didn't know crab could be so good."
I had no idea they were so delicious until I was informed that we love them.
The guy's like, "So much for being a smart dwarf." He's like, "Yes." And somebody got is like, "Yes, we should make an expedition to Blacktooth Ridge. We should find this place in
No.
And Jenkins
Okay.
comes, It's like, well, good luck finding it. There's that ridge is
I'll
full
be
of.
back.
She got puppy aggro tonight. That mountain, that ridge line is full of caves and caverns and things. But maybe we should talk to what? I'm sorry, I'm distracted by chat. Like really distracted by chat. The old man kind of registered in for a minute. He's like, maybe we could talk to Jarek when he comes back. He seems to know things and he came in here with all his tomes and scrolls. Maybe he knows a thing or two. And Jarek is the strange guy. Brynhild has yet to meet the strange Nicholas man that looks suspiciously like Nicolas Cage and says strange things and does strange things. But he's staying there at the Red Squirrel Inn. Does Fizz ask anything?
I wouldn't know what. Because I know about the thing, but...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this, see. Roll me a intelligence check.
Oh. Do I even need to roll the dice to say I failed? I failed.
You might not fail.
Oh! Just so I'm not... Okay.
Oops.
Like, it was a natural 20. I showed it to you. Oh, I'm sorry. It disappeared. The camera went off, but it was really there. Like, let me adjust that die right now. Like, it's a 20 now, bitches. Oh my god.
So you guys didn't see what I rolled? I moved my...
Yeah, it disconnected.
And you disconnected yourself.
I don't know what's going on here. Like if I move my... Like I have a junction that's holding... Like has all my USB ports, and if I move stuff,
It goes
the cam disconnects.
Well, you can hold it up and show it to us. We pressed you.
There we go. Okay. Can you see it? It's an 18.
Yeah, that's more enough. As everybody's talking about the Blacktooth Ridge and treasure and stuff, Brynhilda is kind of overwhelmed with kind of a sensation of deja vu, and she remembers the entrance to the Blacktooth, the treasure house on the Blacktooth Ridge, and just fragment memories of lots of little goblins running around and treasure and strange things, and it just kind of hits like a really sudden flash. Might even kind of knock her back in the chair a little bit.
Yes, I may be able to guide us there. I've done some traveling in those areas before, and I think I have an idea where Gabi is speaking of.
Gabi looks at you like, "Are you pulling my leg, dwarf? Are you making fun of me? Dwarf is making fun of me."
Well, I am making fun of you, but I've also done that.
He kind of looks at you for a second. It's like,
It's been a while, but I've traveled those areas.
Interesting. We will have to consider this further. And Jenkins kind of looks at you, and he's like, I would recommend that if you do this expedition to the Blacktooth Ridge, go to Botkenberg. Botkenberg.
At the mention of Botkenberg,
She
will
perks.
definitely raise up Botkenberg. Yeah,
Botkenberg.
I'm familiar with Botkenberg.
It's like, yes, that is a fair little town, well north of here. It's a good travel, but it's closer to the Blacktooth Ridge than we are. Those woods, those lands are very dangerous. I would not want to. I'd want a good base of operation.
It's got some goblins and some ogres and red caps and stuff. Have you guys all fought the red caps before?
Everybody kind of looks at each other confused.
Okay.
Gobby's like, you know of red caps in those hills. You are very strange, dwarf. Are you even a dwarf?
Are you even a goblin? Because you look like an elf.
Well, exactly. That's why I'm asking you. Maybe you are a goblin that looks like a dwarf, and I am a goblin that looks like an elf.
Maybe.
Or maybe
it looks like we're at a goblin impasse here, aren't we?
Or maybe you are a dwarf, pretending to be a goblin, pretending to be a dwarf. Ha ha!
Well,
No.
maybe. I'm not sure where that. You see Brynhild trying to do the mental gymnastics, trying to figure out what the hell he meant by that one.
Ha! He stumped you.
okay?
You are suspicious.
Yeah, I could swear you guys didn't. You guys like a couple streams ago fight red caps. That's why I said that.
No, we haven't fought red caps, not yet. Spoiler alert. We have fought all kinds of goblins and other things, and ogres and crabs and a giant cucumber. And hold on a second, guys.
Yeah, I could have swore I recall like what Black Shawarma saying that the goblins you fought had red caps on them.
Different characters, probably.
Different characters.
Yup.
Yeah, it was either alternates or I remember hearing mention of them before.
You're muted, Boomer.
Yep. He is.
Yep. Oh, he's fucking with us.
Robert, you're muted. You've got your mic flipped up.
I was blowing my nose. Yeah, a few
And
weeks
yapping
ago.
away. Your mouth was like blah 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 blah.
like well, we kind of
Very animated. And we were like, yo. Nothing.
A few weeks ago, yeah, there was that one-off session where Bear and Snoken played their alternates and nearly got TPK'd by a band of goblins and an ogre outside of Ruset, where Sir Gunther nearly got his ass kicked. Or not so much nearly, he kind of did. He was kind of hobbled. That's why he's still hobbling now, because that was like 3 weeks before you guys arriving in town. He's kind of giving you a stink eye at this point, and the cleric has a headache. It's like, I like killing evil things. You like treasure and other things, and the dwarf here might know where we need to go. We should take our time. We should take our time and prepare for this expedition, as it was, and yeah, we'll revisit this later. And about that time, the Lyra realizes it's about time to go to the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
She'll need to find out where it's at.
Does she asked the
whatever.
The Red Squirrel Man.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking for the right document here. When you ask about the ugly reindeer, he gives you the look. He's like, "Why would you defy yourself in such an awful place?"
I need to go see a man about a thing.
He kind of looks at you like, "Oh, one of those things." He's like, and he starts giving you those kind of directions that you know all about living in Arkansas. It's like you go down the street and you go past the big blue building, but if you go past
and
the
you
big
go right
farmhouse,
past where
you're
old
too far.
Smith's farm used to be, but it burned down 10 years ago.
But you turn left at the small little tree, and you know it's the right tree because right in front of it there's a bigger tree, and then you go down that dirt road, and then you stop, you take a left, you go down the narrow little alleyway, and you follow that alleyway all the way to the end where there's kind of an L-shaped set of buildings, and it's the little blue building on the left. You got that?
Yep.
I need another tomato.
Gary's eyes are like this. It's like, you're not getting any more freaking tomatoes till you learn some
I'll
manners.
take an egg.
You're not getting an egg either. Get out of here. Just leave for now. Before I have to beat you with my peg leg. Do you say anything?
I'm just going to go.
Oh, you're so lucky. Who's all going? Is everybody going?
I'm going. I'm curious what this nonsense is about.
Gabi says, I'm going too.
So did you want us all to go?
More the merrier.
Yeah, I'll pile in.
Wah, wah, wah. Zot, you're the ringleader in this nonsense.
No.
You want everybody to go with you?
No.
Everybody's. But who are you leaving behind then? The cleric says,
Oh.
I'll stay
Well,
here.
She's not having a choice. We're imposing ourselves on her.
I'm gonna take Gabi.
You're not taking anybody else?
Doesn't it tell me not to take anybody else?
It doesn't say anything about who to take and not to take.
Still, like, it's a shady place. I don't think I want to be taking everybody.
The cleric has volunteered
Most
to
of these
stay behind.
people will stand out. Like, I'll take the cleric and Gabi.
The cleric's staying.
Cleric's a foul-mouthed little fucker, so.
The cleric says, I'm not going. This sounds too shady for me.
It could be useful.
The cleric's like, yes, take the gnome. He'll be less annoying.
No.
He won't be here. The gnome. It's like the gnome could be useful.
I can
No.
disguise myself.
So
Yes,
which
because-
one is going? Is it Lyra or Barbara or both?
Lyra's going.
Lyra.
Brynhild looks at her and says, maybe I should go with you just so you'll have some protection.
I'll take Brynhild and Gabi. No one else.
Gabi's like, I think you should take the gnome.
I can disguise myself.
You can stay with him.
Gabi's like, you don't tell me what to do. You don't own me.
You're not my real dad. You're not my real elf dad.
You didn't give me a
He's gonna
sock.
look at him and say, "You spend much more time looking like that. You're gonna start acting like one."
He's like, rude, 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 rude.
Right.
He's pointing at you. It's like, if things go wrong, then the gnome could be very useful. He could cast illusions and we could run away. And we'll get a pile to cover us from outside. He can lay down arrows.
Wouldn't you want to shoot them? Just putting them on the ground doesn't help much.
He gives the dwarf a look. He's like, come on, let's take the gnome. The gnome will be useful.
Hmm.
It's her meeting. She gets to decide. I don't. I'm just along for protection.
What if the rest of us accidentally goes the same way?
You take the long way around and come, like come up around
They
here.
come in the front door,
and they
you
come
know,
up the
from
side.
some main road, while I went sneaking through some fucking stupid ass back alley bullshit.
That sounds like a plan.
Gary's like, I still don't know who's going. I'm going. Lyra going. Gnome's going. Brynhilda going. I'll stay outside with Bo. Is that right?
Sure.
So, you guys finally get this clusterfuck going.
Sure.
You guys, dogs. You start piling out of the inn, and it's dusk is starting to approach. It's getting a little bit dark. People are kind of following their way home and or up to no good. Indeed, you follow this path up the main road until you get to this little tree. In fact, there is a tree, and guys like, "There's a tree! There's a tree! There's a tree!" And you pass like half a dozen trees to get here. It turns off onto a dirt road, and you wander up through there, and then you find the little alleyway, and you kind of realize you've come to the seedier side of town. There's a lot of people, looking from cracked doors and shadows. They're eyeballing you up, trying to determine why you're there, or if they should rob you, or kill you, or
Or what?
stick things in orifices, and you know. But ultimately, you get up to the building, which is right here. It's a small little hole in the wall place, but there's a sign and a very crudely drawn what kind of looks like a. It has like the basic outline of reindeer, but it looks like a 3-year-old drew it. It's really just. It's not cute though. It's ugly. It's like very crude sign.
It all comes together.
Yeah. Who goes in first?
You want me to go? Okay. Brynhild's like, yeah, I'll go in first. She goes in warily.
You go in there, and there's like 4 tables in there. It's very dark. It smells awful. There is a grizzled old guy at the bar. He kind of gives you the stink eye, but really doesn't say anything. There's a few people in there, but not many. There's a large human standing by a door at the far wall. He's standing there like this, very stoically.
You gonna come in, Laura?
Yeah, I'll come in, find him.
Gabi pulls his amulet off and pulls his cloak up and slips in into the shadows with you. This
Oh
pile
my.
this pile stand guard outside, waiting to shoot things.
Yep. Sounds good.
Oh, what's Fizzle do?
I'm going in with them.
I presume you go and sit at the corner.
Yep.
Yep.
I was asking Lyra, you're not the ringleader of all this.
But you need to tell who you asked.
It's known. You should just know. You should know. You guys.
God, you're acting like you know him or something. Fuck.
Yeah. You'll sit down there, and you're sitting there about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Do you order anything to drink?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not gonna drink it though.
No. Yeah, you get it, and it's just like.
Every once in a while, I'll pour a little out on the floor.
You're not sure if it's watered down ale or piss. Or maybe it's ale watered down with
I'm
piss.
not drinking it. I'm just gonna pour a little on the floor every now and then.
Even Gabi kind of goes. You can tell he's fighting to hold it together. He's about to fail his constitution check. And the whole time, you're there for an hour. What do you do?
Keep waiting.
Another 30 minutes goes by.
Maybe you need to talk to that dude at the door, the large guy. Who are you supposed to meet here, Lyra? Is there anyone specifically?
Just says to wait, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I will be right back.
Brynhild was tempted to get a drink, but then she felt the glaring look of disappointment from all her ancestors and was like, no, can't do it. Can't do it. It would.
Even Gabi's like, if you drink that, I will. Gabi is actually turning a deeper shade of green. It's like, I think they pee in this. I don't know.
Oh, they definitely pee in it.
Ugh. I'd like to pee in the owner's drink. Ugh.
You can tell by the color of the alcohol in her mug. That's not a natural ale color.
Gabi's like, you're a cleric. Couldn't you cast I don't know, purified drink? How does that work? Does that work? I don't know about clerical magic.
I don't know. I'd always. I carry my own beer with me. Why would I purify other crappy beer?
He kind of shrugs, like, I don't know what happens if you run out.
Besides, I most of my clerical magic is spent healing up people like these guys who catch a lot of arrows and axes and pincers.
They do like to get hot very often. And about that time, a kind of lanky-looking individual comes over to the table and looks around. And it's like, are you here for a meeting?
Yes.
His little bitty yellow eyes look around. It's like, all of you?
Yes.
Why do you need all these people?
They wouldn't stay behind.
He cocks the eye like, he's like, are they valuable? Are they useful to you?
Sometimes.
He kind of grumbles and fidgets about, and he's like, fine. Turns and he's walking towards the door where the big man is.
Is he acting like I'm supposed to follow him?
Yeah, he's going like, well, see, if you're looking at the deal, you see this.
Does that mean come here?
Yes.
Okay.
The guy standing at the door, he has a big hammer over his back, and he's standing there, and oh hell, Barbara didn't come, did she?
Oh.
No. Oh well. The strange little man opens the door and ushers you in and says, quick, go in there, go in there.
She'll go in.
Is anybody else following?
Brynhild follows
Yeah,
right
go
behind
in
her.
then.
Gobby pulls his cloak over his deeply over his little head, and he kind of waddles in, and he's like staying really close behind Brynhild, kind of like in her shadow as they follow.
Brynhild's gonna look back. Oh my God, you're not an elf?
I am a goblin disguised as an elf disguised as a goblin, and they'll never figure it out.
Victoria shit right here.
You're ushered into the room, and the large man, he's well over 6 foot, and the one who summoned you, he doesn't go in, but the large man, he steps in behind you and closes the door and stands at the door, kind of blocking that way out. The room you're in, it's kind of like a small private room. There is a big round table with about 4 chairs, and seated at the table is what you can tell is in the pale light, a feminine figure who's got a hood over her head, but she pulls the hood back, and at least some of you are quite surprised to realize this is a Twilight elf. Something
What?
that
Does it
Twilight
sparkle?
Oh,
does.
okay. What?
Sock. Might
What?
know it. She has a
Gotcha.
dark pale skin.
Dark pale skin, huh?
Yeah, kind of a
His
dark
name's Dashy.
fair.
Yeah.
People are just impossible. That's what you're impossible.
Well, I didn't know dark and pale could be the same thing.
Well, you can kind of be a dark. Yes, of course you can. But you notice she has very deep, almost glowing red eyes, and
So she's pale black.
Yeah, pale black. Fine, we'll go with that. There's a picture. God damn it, you can look at it. She kind of looks you over like, and you can tell she's kind of taken back by how many people have just filed into her room, and she's. I presume you are here for the steward.
Yes.
And you had to bring all these people.
No.
She gives you a look. She's like, it's kind of arrogant of you to assume you could bring so many people, and not on that you brought that. And she points, and first of all, she's going to point at where Gobby's hiding, but the finger goes to Fizzle Spanks. It's like, you had to bring a gnome.
I know. So gross. He won't stay behind.
She rubs her head. Like, she studies you for a sec. She's like, and you're the best that Lockhart could send.
I don't know about best, but maybe the only one that would listen.
She kind of mumbles under her breath a little bit. She shakes her head, though. I hear that I've heard that the steward has a bit of a problem. And thought you would come to speak to us about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell me your issue. What is it?
Well, apparently he's put then the fuck is he? The leader, dude, Duke, Lord,
Count.
Okay.
Count Hal.
Has a affinity for artwork, but he's not intelligent enough to get real and not fake stuff.
So you're saying he was taken by an art con?
Well, unless statues of naked women regularly come with 3 nipples, yes.
She kind of blinks at you. It's like, 3 nipples?
Yeah.
You have the statue, by the way.
Oh, do I? Okay.
You're like, clunk. Like,
But like,
she rubs her dark temple and says, "Huh, he truly is as deaf as they say." She studies the idol for a moment and like, yes, there are those here in this town who think they can run cons without permission, without sanction. This is an issue that affects us mutually. When I mean us, I mean the people I represent, and you're very cunning and adept, Count.
I sense some sarcasm here.
She's kind of like a little forced smile. She's like, I am quite certain this is a part of Aldo Bronzefoot's crew. Fizzlespank might pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Does
What do
he?
I know?
We talked about this.
Yes, he picks up then.
He picks up on about the Bronzefoot clan, that they're gnomes and a very peculiar set of gnomes. Does he say anything?
The who? What now?
She looks at the gnome and she's like shooting daggers at you with her eyes. She's like, although Bronzefoot, he came from Brindisham. He's part of the Bronze Boot crime clan.
That's a very rude way to put it. I don't think they like that.
Like, oh, do you know them?
I've heard of them. I'm a gnome. What do you think? Of course I know of them.
There are many gnomes, but these are very unusual gnomes, even
They're
for
not very
gnomes. They're very arrogant, nasty little things, nastier than even you. You still.
Oh, I'm so going to keep talking, lady.
It's like they have moved in to this town. They have been working without sanction. They have been upsetting the natural balance of things, the natural agreements and understandings that we have with the local government. And now they have bit that government, and I guess they want something to do with it, done about it. They've been extorting the people, and apparently moved on and graduated to peddling forged and ocean artifacts to various stupid humans. She looks at all of you and says, for certain reasons, it would be difficult for us to take care of it personally. But then she leans back and says, how far are you going prepared to go to handle this affair? My boss would like a message to be sent. Could you help send a message?
Who's your boss?
She looks at the dwarf and she just kind of shakes her head, and her eyes flick back to Lyra.
What's in it for me?
She's like, you strike me as an enterprising young lady looking for opportunities and connections. Am I wrong?
Brynhild's gonna nudge the gnome. Say like, enterprising. She didn't even make a crab shack.
Oh yeah.
What's Lyra say?
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
She essentially looked at you and said, "You strike me as a enterprising young woman seeking to make connections and elevate herself."
Sounds accurate.
She's like, "If you can handle this job for us, it would be very lucrative for you. Somewhat financially, but lucrative in other ways. But you must handle this exactly the way I asked you. If you do, we will have a problem. When I say a problem, it will not be good for you." He'll assure that. And the big guy kind of he bows up. He's looking down at you, all of you. It's like you. And she looks at all of you. She said, "Do you understand? There can be no farting around here, as the humans like to say. No farts in a frying pan."
What?
What the hell is wrong with the humans in this area?
They fart a lot, apparently.
It
You
is a
guys
human
worship. You guys worship horses holding with naked guys holding trees, and you're farting in pans. And what the hell is going on?
She's like, she looks at the dwarf. She says, "Tell me about it. This came from a man who liked to drink sugary drinks and talk about sky creatures and farting in pans. I don't know. It's strange human adage. That's why my people do not come out into the world usually."
I thought it was normally because our people killed you, but I mean,
Wow.
She looks at you like, "You wish." She's like, the Bronze Foot Clan. They have a establishment nearby that they're operating out of, a bar called Dolly's. I wish for you to go there and sort them out, but do not kill them. You can break their bones, you can break their faces, you can set the bar on fire for all I care, but they must be left alive.
Hmm.
But they must understand the message. They must understand that the powers that be in this town's underworld will not tolerate their presence here.
And I just have to leave them alive.
She leans in and says, "Yes. You tell them Muddles Incorporated will not tolerate them. They will understand. And Lyra should understand that too.
Okay.
Muddles Incorporated is a very powerful thieves guild that has multiple family branches throughout this region, but the biggest one, the biggest branch, is in Evanon, which is where she's from. It might actually give her pulse too. I don't know.
Should it?
I don't know. It's up to you.
is Sparky in Castles and Crusades? Is there
Mm-hmm.
subduing damage? Like, can you, instead of doing damage, like like how in D&D you can hit someone and do subduing damage, which is
Mhm.
non-lethal damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. It's like, I assume that the steward wants a return on their investment on the forgery. You do that for him. You scratch their backs, you scratch our backs, and then we will talk about your just rewards.
All right.
Are we understood?
Understood.
Good. Seeger. Seeger Hill will explain the rest to you. He says, My name is Emeril, and hopefully it will be a pleasure to have made your acquaintance. But don't disappoint us. And if you do, remember it's nothing personal. It's personal against the gnome, but the rest of you it's just business.
Fair enough.
She's like, now, be gone. Poof. Poof. Seeger, the smoke bomb. Poof. She gets up and leaves out a side door, and the big giant guy comes up, and he puts an arm around Lyra and Brynhild, and he kind of like pulls you guys into a hug. He's like, "Ha! I believe in you guys. You guys are going to do great things, and you're going to show these little asshole gnomes the what twos and the what fours. I believe in you." It gives you another squeeze.
Lyra's gonna look at him and say, I think I know someone you might like. Maybe I'll let you meet her next time.
Yeah, you recognize that he has like a kind of a Northman's accent, kind of like she does. Like, yeah, you're right about that. It's like he slaps Lyra on the back and he says, "Come and step out here." As you guys step out, he explains. He gives you the directions to where this bar is, and he tells you that it's probably you'll probably best catch them sometime in the early afternoon next day. And again, he stresses, "You go there. You introduce yourselves. You bring up the artifact. You get them to confess that. Then you beat the shit out of them. You break their bones, you break their faces, you break their bar, you throw them out in the street, and you leave. Understand?"
Fuck them up, fuck up the bar, leave everyone alive.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And then, when the time is right, you will be approached, and we will talk further.
Sounds like a plan.
Good. You are a smart person. Don't let her indifference to humans to get you down. She's all business. She has no sense of humor. Me, I love to laugh. I like to drink. I like to joke, and I like to kill. That's why I'm not handling this. So you all have a good evening. And he disappears back into the bar. And since we're at the 2-hour mark, how about we park it there, and next week you get to go
Yeah,
visit
because you
Mafia.
have to be up in the morning to go to fucking work.
Yeah. And next week we will deal with the Bronze Fellas.
All right.
Wee!
I want to thank everybody for watching this silly shit show. I want to remind everybody, if you enjoy this show, hit us with those subs. Renew your Prime subs if you had Prime subs. And yeah, do all the things and support us and be really creepy internet stalkers, because we are actually that close to being internet famous. We get our own stuff.
You're already attracting the weirdos.
Yeah, we are.
Buy a cup of
For
coffee.
yourselves.
Unfortunately, they're all playing. That's the problem.
And yeah, Black, I guess they do run the ads every now and then. I've noticed it on other streams. I don't see it here because I'm not actually watching the stream. But yeah, they force feed you ads. But remember, if you click on them, they give us like a cent. So yeah.
Big money.
I don't know. It's more than that, but it's not much more. But still, I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching our silliness and helping us deal with all of our difficulties, because you're us. But on that note, good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.